What's the latest on his condition? A stable, family present? Do you have a prognosis?
Right now he's stable but critical. His family is on their way from Wisconsin. They should be in about 11:30 Pacific tomorrow. Right now he's sedated on a respirator with the skull fracture and swelling in his brain, and the neurosurgeons are still trying to decide whether or not they need to take him into surgery.
I don't mean to put too fine a point on this, but is it clear whether or not his injuries are life-threatening?
I don't believe they're life-threatening, but we don't know if it's going to cause permanent brain damage or not.
From the video, it's apparent that he's conscious after he got hit. So there was some lucidity there, and they chose to put him unconscious to hasten his recovery.
Correct. He walked into the hospital, and then they sedated him there.
What happened? I mean, is there the Oakland PD obviously has a reputation for claiming provocation for anything and everything it does. Is there any evidence that the kind of riot gear, canister shooting or throwing police, gigantic presence that was there was somehow called for? Were these problems instigated by the protesters in any serious way, to your knowledge?
I've been talking to a lot of the protesters who were there when it happened, and they were just on a peaceful march, and the police officers started pulling them out of the march and arresting some of them, which is when it started getting slightly out of hand, is when the protesters started throwing paint and water. And when the protesters tried to march back to their encampment, the police officers opened up with them with rubber bullets, the flashbang, and the smoke canisters.
My understanding is there were ear witness reports, I guess would be the description of these people, that those flashbang grenades sounds almost like something we might use on a rather raunchy 4th of July. My understanding is the impact of those things could be felt 2 miles away. These are not toys we're talking about.
Right, they're definitely very serious.
Tell me about your service with Scott in Iraq. Did your experiences there impact how you see and chose to get involved in this movement?
I definitely did. We both disagreed with the Iraq War even while we were on tour there. And Scott especially has been extremely active with veterans for peace as well as Iraq veterans against the war. So.
What would, obviously you haven't spoken to him, and I don't want to put words in his mouth, but you have an assessment of how he would feel about being suddenly a central figure who is internationally known in this effort?
Well, we talk about it a lot, and I think he would appreciate the fact that this experience, no matter how bad it is being used for something good to put light on what's really going on there.
Last question. Are you going to continue, get involved further in Occupy protests going forward?
Yes, I'm definitely going to invest myself even more than I was before.